I don't, but that's the problem. It's 2021.
But
Everybody's a snowflake.
that's the thing. Now everybody's talking about, okay, Pepe Le Pew's out because he promotes, uh, like you just said a minute ago, rape, and now all of a sudden, like, we grew up with these characters. We're recording right now, but we grew up with these characters, and now all of a sudden it's a problem.
I mean, we grew up in South Park, so
And they do a whole lot worse. And all of a sudden, because a skunk is in love with a cat who wants to catch her and kiss her, and romance her, it's a problem.
yeah, such is the world now, unfortunately.
They even took freaking what's his name's guns away.
Yosemite Sam, yeah, that was a while ago. There, I don't. I mean, think about it. Bugs Bunny used to dress in drag and kiss Elmer Fudd all the time. So
I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Okay. I texted you. I said it. I don't know about this, but you know what? Like, now it got started. Now it's starting to bother me because, okay, we're having so many things change because now everybody's panties are in a bunch. Okay, now everything's changing. Everybody's, oh my gosh, this and that. We have a problem with this. We have a problem with that. And some of these parents are along with it. Those parents grew up with that type of cartoon and that type of content. These are the same people who freaking, what was it, the 70s? Peace, man. You know, hey, let's get high. Let's promote
no,
peace.
it's not that generation. It's not Gen because technically we're Gen X.
No, but what I'm saying is
No,
these
we're not X.
parents.
Well, no, we're millennials.
Women,
Z is what's after us.
what I'm saying is the parents nowadays are supporting these kids, and those are the same parents who back then, okay, got high for peace.
I know it's all these kids that got participation trophies, and
By the way, everyone, that's the Metal Reaper. That's Reaper's wife in the background. My problem is, okay, we're attacking Eminem.
participation trophy, and instead of parents telling these kids the world doesn't care about your feelings, they were like, nope, you have an opinion on everything, and if you voice your opinion strong enough, you can get something taken down. Which, I mean, that's what freedom of
I'm okay
speech
for
is,
freedom of
but
speech. Okay, I would never take that away from everybody. Okay, but now all of a sudden, all these things are being, all these things are a problem now. Everything that was just normal, like it was just rap to us. Okay, may they rest in peace. But look at
so
Tupac and Biggie. Look at what they rapped about.
so the rap lyric from the song with Rihanna in it is the one where if she leaves again, I will tie her to the bed
If
and
she
set the
ever tries to
house.
leave again, I will try.
Yeah,
I will tie it to the bed and catch his house on fire.
basically, yeah. And they had a problem with that, but yet again, everybody's okay with Cardi B,
What do you mean?
and that's everybody like pretty much everything Cardi B has come out with has talked about sex in some kind of way. I mean, she has a song called "Wet Ass Pussy." I mean, come on.
I grew up with so many songs. Look at Cisco and Lil Kim. How many licks does it take to get to the center of the I mean, but nobody ever
Well, I
goes
mean,
after
Cisco
that.
has a song asking to see somebody's thong, so I mean,
I
which is still a pretty good song.
See. I was hoping just to have fun tonight, but you know what? You opened this book, and
We didn't have to.
but it was brought up, and now it's really ticking me off because now we're so bored because everything's done passed by, okay, that we're going after the small things. Okay, we have teenagers, okay, listen to me, teenagers on TikTok that grown ass men comment to that are half naked on there. But that's okay. Yet a skunk, an imaginative character who has been beloved for years, now all of a sudden it's a problem because, I mean, come on, Reaper, even you said it. You understand because it promotes some kind of a, I hate to say the word, rape. I don't see that. I see it as a
Well,
funny
no,
cartoon.
we don't see it because of our age. We don't really, because as a child, especially when you're a little kid, you should not watch a cartoon and think about rape. But most modern day parents, and I mean parents that are in their 20s, can see that cartoon character and say, "Oh, you're not going to watch that because he promotes rape." When you're 5 or 6 years old, you shouldn't even know what that word is. You shouldn't have no idea
The,
what the word rape even is.
but then, why see the point of okay, I see it because I see their what they're doing because of that character. I don't
What I
get
mean
it.
is I understand why what they were talking about. I don't agree with it at all. I just understand what they were saying.
I see it as a cartoon. I
Oh,
mean,
it's a cartoon. I mean, like I said, I grew up watching South Park. It's one of the most offensive cartoons in the world, but I don't care.
look at F is for family.
Yep. If F is for Family was actually a TV, like a live action show, it wouldn't exist.
Gen Z watches it and think it's hilarious. You have a DJ who does cocaine on a regular basis, and you have a sex scene on that cartoon where you can see literally balls.
Well, the thing is, F is for Family is a mature show. It is not designed for children. If someone lets their kid watch it, that's on them.
Then if someone said let their kids watch Looney Tunes with Yosemite Sam having a bunch of guns or
Yeah,
Pepe
but
Le
that's a
Pew
kid's show.
being loved.
That's the thing. That's a show for children, supposedly.
That's come on. Come on.
The thing is, you have to split hairs to make an argument. Like I understand where you're coming from too. F is for Family is not for children. So if they let their kid watch and they complain about it, that's stupid, and they're going to lose an argument because they're going to talk it up. This show is not made for kids. It's like a parent complaining about Grand Theft Auto 5 when it first came out. The game is ready to mature. Your 12-year-old kid is not supposed to play it. Don't blame the game for your dumbass parenting.
Even back then, games were kind of gruesome when they came out for NES.
There's a few in NES, yeah, Killer Instinct. I mean, and
Not even just Killer Instinct. That's a fighting game. But I'm talking about okay. Look at Lion King, for example. You're a lion and you're literally killing bugs and you're beating the hell out of these hyenas and trying to kill Scar at the end.
beating up the hyenas was kind of fun though.
Anyway, you know what? This is why I let's get off this topic. The whole thing is just dumb. Okay, now, did you read about the new update on 7 Days to Die? Is there anything new about that?
I'm actually getting to that. I'm looking up stuff as we go because, like I said, this week has been crazy. I haven't had time to really because I was going to take notes, but I didn't get a chance to.
That's fine. You didn't do your homework. It's cool.
I had to. Well, let's get off topic for a second. I'm not going to mention like exactly what I had to do, but for the first 3 days of this week, I had to leave about 15 voicemails for a doctor,
Oh,
and finally I was able to get help and get everything we had to have. So yeah, there's that.
right. So, what else has made your life a little hectic? I saw this app that, dude, you have way too much
That app
time
is funny though. I like that. App. It's
on
fun.
your hands.
And
Like,
literally, it's just a picture. I don't do anything. I just upload the picture, and the app does the work for me. Because there's no way in hell I'm going to be that active. I'm too lazy for that.
but I, what goes to okay? First of all, you had this addiction with the whole face swap on movies.
Reface, I still do reface. I just don't upload them anymore.
No, but it was an addiction for you. Okay, I see people
I don't
do it
know.
like from
It's
here
funny.
and there every day. Like you were upload. Now you have a new addiction where you said you take a selfie and the app makes your face sing.
Yeah, they literally. Well, I didn't even take a selfie. I just used an old picture of me wearing my headset, and the app makes me literally animate your mouth and everything because my teeth aren't that perfect. I wish.
That app makes. Because I admit, you weren't the only one that I saw, but that app makes people look like creepers.
It makes you look like a really bad animated like AI. Yeah,
Like,
it needs better technology.
like that app can give people nightmares.
It doesn't help that I was sending it to people in their inboxes.
Okay, dude. Wow.
They do it to
What?
me. They do it
Uh,
to me.
oh my gosh. So, back to 7 Days to Die. What's new on that? I know a lot of people are eager to.
Which what out? Let's see. We're on 19.3 right now, aren't we?
19.3 or 2.
Because this is showing. Okay, so the only one I see here is 19.3, which was 12/20, 12/12. No, 12/20/21. That's next month, but that's or next December. That's not correct. That date is off.
Okay, so while
Oh, it should say 2/21 or 2/20/21, not 12. I see it right because the one above it is dated correctly.
okay, so
So, better network encryption. I guess that's just to help us maintain better network connection limit. Let's see, changed. Most of this stuff I see right here is just network connection issues.
so they're just fixing bugs and stuff like that for the next
Yeah,
patch.
this is not for the big. This is not the big patch yet.
Not yet.
I do see where it says fun pimps are looking for people to work though.
Oh, for the love of Bob, are you serious, Reaper? You're supposed to be looking up
I'm on their
game
website.
news.
I'm on Fun Pimps' website right now.
Oh my gosh.
Like I'm reading what it says.
Okay, so new Mortal Kombat movie.
I'm kind of hyped to watch it. I kind of want to see it.
That sounded so convincing.
No, I mean, you know how I am. I don't get overly excited about anything because I've been hurt too much by stuff.
Well, right.
But I honestly do have good expectations for it. Like I've seen the cast and I've watched a few of the little short trailers. I'm like, yeah, I think this is going to do the game justice because it's supposed to have actual fatalities.
So, do you think it's gonna be like an actual story driven, or they're just gonna put a bunch of fights together, just like the game, and say, "Fight," and
No,
then
they're bringing in an unknown character, a brand new character no one's ever seen or heard of before, and it's supposed to revolve around him, from what I understand. And that's all I know so far. It's just supposed to be some unknown character that we're supposed to get to know. I don't think he's going to be introduced in the game, at least not the current one. He may be in the next game, but it's some new fighter we've never heard of before that we're supposed to be cheering for. So,
okay, because I remember the the early '90s movies and well mid '90s. They concentrated on Liu Kang. He's the champion. You know, he's the new whatever they called it, and now they're switching everything up, which hey, that's awesome because at the same time, like I kind of got tired of the whole Liu
well, if
Kang
you remember
being
in Deception, Liu Kang dies. They killed him.
what the game.
And Mortal Kombat Deception, the game, yeah, Liu Kang dies. So
I
he's not even the main. He's not even in the game. He's not even the main character.
I never played it, but they brought him back as dead Liu Kang.
They did. The way Deception starts off, that's basically what happens. Quan Chi and Shinnok double team him, and one of them breaks his neck, and yeah, Liu Kang's out of the picture.
When Liu Kang's supposed to be like this almighty fighter.
Yeah, but I realize now Deception doesn't really follow any
It was its own
storylines.
game.
It's it by itself.
Right. It was its own game. People wanted to try something new, and they said, "Here, have at it."
Speaking of Mortal Kombat, let's talk about a bad Mortal Kombat game for a second. Mortal Kombat 4.
Okay.
Mortal Kombat 4 was the first one to be in 3D where you could sidestep and all that stuff.
Right.
There's no fatalities in 4 whatsoever. They had that creative fatality thing, like you could tap buttons and break their arm and their leg and rip their head off and whatever. But everybody could do the same exact thing. There was no fatality whatsoever in that game for any character.
Why do you think they took that out? Like, Mortal
They were
Kombat has
trying.
always had
They were
fatalities.
trying something new. It was on the PS2. I'm assuming they wanted to show off the fact that you could walk in 3D around the arena, make it look nice, but taking out the fatalities just kills the game. Because that's the whole purpose of the game. You're playing with a friend of yours, you beat the crap out of them, you want to finish them off.
Right.
If not, I would go play Street Fighter.
Right. I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh, I have an idea I want to run by you.
Uh-oh.
I need you to teach me how to set everything up because I got the Oculus Quest 2 and I want to, if you can, whenever you get a chance, like we'll get together and get a list of games worthy of the Oculus Quest 2
Um,
and put them on here.
the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. You, if you're gonna stream, you have to play that one.
See, I saw somewhat of gameplay of that. It looks I mean it looks pretty okay to me. I think I don't know. See, it's hard to talk about it because not having my hands actually on it and having to play it myself, like I can't really say, oh well, it looks horrible. Something can look horrible, and then once you play it yourself, it could be the best thing ever.
I mean, from what I've seen, it looks almost like, well, basically, you know, you're a character. You have to go loot and do missions for people, and then you go back to your base, whatever base it is, because I think there's different bases you can get, and then you craft new weapons, you learn new recipes, and you keep on surviving. I don't know what the end game is. I've never watched it play that far through. I just got the gist of it because I wanted to try it myself till I found that it was VR, and I still might get an Oculus and play it. But from what it looks like to me, it's just a standard zombie. You know, I won't say a shooter, even though you can shoot. It's a first-person zombie VR game that's got missions that you can do in crafting.
Right. Now, um, I heard Cyber Beats was actually pretty cool. Saber,
Oh,
Cyber. Yeah,
Beat
Cyber.
Saber.
Yeah.
Beat Saber. Oh,
Look,
so
I even
yeah,
got the
yeah,
whole name like backwards. Like, hey, Cyber Beats. Yes.
yeah. Beat
Yes.
Saber. Beat Saber is the music game that's kind of like Guitar Hero, but you use the
Yeah,
controller
yeah,
like
I saw
lightsabers.
it, dude. Oh my gosh, I want to play it so bad, but at the
You
same
would lose
time,
weight,
I,
sweat your ass off.
dude, I went from like 220 to like 197. I don't think I need to lose more
I
weight.
honestly think if I got an Oculus, I think I'd play Beat Saber. I would do it for the workout, honestly, and because I like music and it's got some pretty good soundtracks.
Why don't you look into it?
I got to get the Oculus first,
Well, that's what I'm saying. Why don't you look into to getting the Oculus?
and I'll probably get a Quest since I don't have to have. I mean, I can run it with my laptop, but if I can get standalone unit, it'd be much better.
I love the standalone. You can actually record from there. You can
Yeah,
upload.
that's what I heard. Everything was built into the little like
It's
button
really
pack that
its
came with it.
own system. There's no wires.
How
There's
do you install? How
nothing.
do you install games on it though? Does it have an operating system?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it has its own store. You can even get game. You get the app on your phone as well because you have to get it to set everything up. But you can even go on there, buy apps or whatever, and then you can watch YouTube on there. You can. Excuse me. I still haven't figured it out, which I might do it after this podcast. But apparently, like you can, I think, get games off of Steam and playing with the Oculus. I'm not sure yet. Like I said, I'll have to try it out.
I think if it has a VR support, you probably can.
But my
I
thing
would
is,
love. That would be amazing to have a 7 day die VR mod.
don't say that. Don't say that, because you know someone out there is gonna make it, and then it's gonna be like the worst thing ever. It's gonna crash every 5 minutes, because you know how these mods are nowadays. People just throw it together just to get it
I
out
mean,
there.
Well, it's already in first person. I don't think it'd be hard to VR mod it. You'd have to just design it to run for dual screen.
I don't know. I don't know. That's gonna be hard.
Because somebody did it for GTA 5. You can play GTA 5 in VR mode. Why would you want to? Because first person's terrible in that game.
That somebody modded GTA 5 to play
VR, first person VR, yeah.
VR. Wow.
I don't like first person in the game. I don't think it responds correctly. Like it always feels like you're running faster than you're supposed to be, or you're running. Your character's not going as fast as you actually are running. If that makes any sense. Like your feet are going faster than you're going. The
Right.
whole the physics engine just doesn't work well with that game in first person.
Well, did you hear? Rockstar actually. That's why there's no news on six because we talked about it that one night. Five had sold so many copies. Like I forget the number. I think it was like 176 billion. I can't remember.
I can actually tell you. Hold on, keep talking.
But yeah, they have sold so many copies of GTA 5 because of the online world that they're don't quote me on this, but I think they're gonna make GTA Online a standalone, and they're freaking like they're really. That's why there's still updates on GTA 5 because it's still so popular,
It still has a 4.5% rating.
and that's why like I don't. That's why I think the devs aren't like really working on a six. They're still pushing on five because
Well,
everybody's still supporting five.
they made Red Dead Online standalone. You can get it by itself.
Yeah, but even like that is not even as popular as freaking GTA
No,
5.
I think Red Dead's biggest flaw. This is my personal opinion on Red Dead is you can't do private servers.
Yes, yes. To me, yeah, yeah. But I love being made a fool of. Like, yeah, there's nights where I'm like, oh, it sucks, and I'm just trying to get from A to B without blowing up. But at the same time, like I love being blown up and getting mad. It's just me. It's just who I am.
Well, playing GTA Online doesn't bother me much as Red Dead. The reason Red Dead bothers me so much is there's no punishment for people who grieve you. Like you can be in the middle of a mission, or even one of the ones where you pick up someone on your horse and you take them somewhere, and a person can drag you off your horse and kill you, and you fail the mission.
So you want it to be somewhat like Bethesda's Fallout 76.
In a way, yeah. Like if somebody wants to fight you, you engage them in combat. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like if somebody shoots me, I shoot them back, and they kill me. That's all me. But if I'm minding my own business peacefully, I shouldn't be able to be like dynamited off my horse and my horse die. You know,
Right,
which has
right.
happened.
Yeah, I know, and it still makes me laugh to this day because I wish I would have seen it. You said you were at your camp,
Not
and
in my camp. I was outside of my camp. I had stepped outside because in your camp they can't mess with you.
right,
I stepped out of my camp and yeah, someone drags me with their horse and kills me.
yeah, you said you were reading the map or something, and then all of a sudden you died. Someone dragged you off, and then like you died. I'm just that kind of asshole. Like I don't
I
mean
was
to laugh in your
minding my own.
face, but
I mean, because there are people that I've seen people comment. I've seen Fallout 76 players in groups comment saying they play the game literally just to grief people. That's all they do. Like they'll play level up to their high enough level, and then they'll literally just go to people's camps and mess with them just because they can.
that's every PvP game in all
But that's the
reality.
part. That's the reason why Fallout did what they did, where a person because you could be if you're a low level like level 10, and you're level 150, go don't mess with them. That's not even. It's not fair to that player that's level 10.
Right.
Hold on, I'm confused.
Sorry, everybody. He muted his mic. Mrs. Reaper is, I guess, giving him tips on everything. Um, I hope everyone's having a wonderful night.
No, no, we were looking for something of hers that was lost. We found it. No problem. It was on the bed. We just didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
That's
So,
why I didn't put it away.
so what about the any other topics you want to talk about?
The last time we were talking, we talked about movies we liked and stuff like that, and I never got a chance to really discuss anything like that because we kept changing topics so fast.
Right. All right. So, shoot.
Are there are there any games that have been out or that it doesn't matter when they came out? Is there any game franchise that you would love to see a movie adaptation, a good movie adaptation of, like done correctly?
I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of bad ones that you like, so you watch how watch how you phrase
Yes,
that.
but see that was the
Watch how
thing
you
about
phrase
that. There's a
that.
different standard.
Okay. To be
Like
honest,
when Mario Brothers came out, I was a teenager, so yeah, I can look at it now and understand the hate that movie gets, but I still like it.
John
Like,
Leguizamo himself says that it was the worst movie he made.
oh, I've watched the documentary on creating it. I completely understand. Those
Okay.
two directors are the worst. That's why they didn't make anything else after that movie.
Okay.
The people who made the movie did not like it.
That's what he was
Like
saying.
the
A
actors.
lot of them hated it. John Leguizamo talking about how much he drank on set.
Yeah. Yeah. Um.
It's sad that they had to drink to get through that movie.
Well, to be honest, making any movie, a lot of actors drink just to have fun within it. You got to realize making a movie, like, it takes a lot of time, a lot, and it takes a lot of energy. And
Unless you're
my
Rob
hat
Zombie.
goes off to these actors. Even them, they have to
Yeah, but I mean, he
learn.
makes an entire movie in 30 days. That's crazy.
Sometimes I think he should take his time.
He should. But Devil's Rejects was made in 31 days. There's actually the documentary on it's called 30 Days in Hell. I
Like the,
watched it. And
like
they
the,
did great for what it was, but I think he rushed a lot.
like the Three from Hell. I finally saw it, by the way. Um, they should have stopped at Devil's Rejects.
Three from Hell would have been much better if Sid Haig would have been sick. The original script of that movie was nothing that came out. When Sid Haig got sick and Rob realized what I have written for you is not going to work, he completely rewrote the movie and brought in the other brother to have a third character. So if he makes another movie now with just them three, Rob or Sherry, Otis, and Wolfman or whatever they call him, it may be okay.
But how long are they really gonna? How long can he really squeeze this lemon before it's dried up?
Um,
Because
he
basically,
would
you're just
he
telling
would
the
have
same
to
story
do
over and over
it
and
would have to
over.
be a new series. It would have to be a different trilogy with them three in it. Considering the next one, Sid Haig's not there. Because in Three from Hell, they execute Sid Haig.
You shared a post, and I don't know how you feel about it. When I saw it, I was like, no, please don't, please don't. Rob Zombie getting his hands on monsters.
Rob Zombie is a fan of the I gotta think of what they're called. The anything like that. The Dracula, everything from that era. And I mean, he's a good filmmaker when he's original. His Halloween movies were okay. They
They
were
were
okay.
I the only thing, and me and my wife completely agree, is that the only thing that those movies have is that it explains a little bit more on Michael's childhood. It shows you a little bit more than the other movies, than
If
the
those
older
movies,
ones.
if those movies didn't exist, originally didn't exist, and his were the first two, I think that'd have been fine
I don't
because
know.
there's
You got,
nothing to base them off of. They're just,
you
that's
you
it.
got a madman who grunts. And growing up, watching Halloween, he never said a word. He just had
Yeah,
that
he's not supposed to talk at all.
deep, heavy breathing, and
But
that's what freaks you out.
Rob's first movie is actually based more off of supposed actual knowledge of that guy. I don't know how true that really is. But that's what I was saying. If the original Halloween movies didn't exist, there's no Halloween at all. Nothing. Never came out. And then you had just Rob Zombie's version. I think they would have been okay. Because they're not based off nothing. They're literally just it. But when you take a movie, a horror movie, and you remake it and try to make it your own thing, it doesn't really work. It just, especially not one that's like iconic as Halloween.
See, even I don't know. Like even if okay, so let's subtract John Carpenter altogether, okay, and let's just put Rob Zombie in the like you said. To me, Rob Zombie's more focused on the gory side and what like how to find different ways to kill someone rather
Yeah.
than telling a story.
I mean, that's what he wants. Rob doesn't want classic horror. He wants gore horror. He wants Saw, basically.
But that's the thing. Like, there's no story within that movie.
Yeah.
And everything that he makes, there's no story. There's no why. There's no where or how the hell did this happen. No, there's here, kill. For that,
I'm biased to Rob Zombie, but like I like those movies. I'm not gonna say they're the best thing ever because that's not true. I would much prefer Rob's original stuff. You know, Lords of Salem, Thousand Corpses,
sorry.
stuff like that, because that stuff he wrote himself. It's originally his.
See, in a way,
Um,
even House of a Thousand Corpses, like I wish there was more of a little backstory to it, cause the way that starts, it's a phenomenal movie.
well,
Don't get me wrong.
Rejects tells that story. Rejects actually closes up, patches up a lot of holes in Thousand Corpses. The biggest thing with Thousand Corpses was he never really expected that movie to catch on. He did not plan for that movie to become as big as it did. That's why Rejects is like 10 years from Thousand Corpses.
See, but I hate when directors do that. I hate it when creators do that. I'm gonna throw this movie out and see how it does. Then on the second
That
part,
was his first attempt at making a movie.
well,
That's
no,
the very first one he made.
I'm saying, like I said before, I hate it when creators do that. Not just him; it's everyone who does
no.
that.
I mean,
That's-
Tarantino's done that too.
Oh,
And
Tarantino
we know
can
how good
kiss.
Tarantino is.
He can kiss my ass. He's an arrogant asshole in person.
As a person, yeah. I've seen interviews with him. I'm not a fan, but he's a good director. I mean, his movies are great, but
Phenomenal.
yeah,
Just an
as a
arrogant
personality,
asshole. Like,
I don't. Let's see. I don't think there's a Tarantino movie I don't like. I don't know. I'd have to really look at the list again.
to me, from dusk till dawn.
From the first Dust Till Dawn. The funny thing is, I like Texas Blood Money better. I like the second one better, and that's not even his movie.
Right. I don't like
The second
first
one is Robert Rodriguez, I believe. I believe that's his movie. But the first Dust Till Dawn, yeah, it's a serviceable movie, which means you can watch it. It loses its stuff through there somewhere. Like the opening doesn't make any sense. Why have the Jekyll brothers even kidnapped him to begin with, and then go to a bar and everybody gets killed? You could have cut half of that shit out and just had the Jekyll brothers running from the cops to go to the bar. You could do that. I mean, that would have been, that's 40 minutes of a movie you ain't even got to have.
My thing is, where were all the fucking vampires from the beginning? You literally had to go to this bar to find everyone.
Yeah. And if the guy never would have said, "Hey, I'm a trucker too," they never would have got attacked. They would have left. Nothing would have ever happened. You wouldn't have had a movie. Just that's a whole bunch of loopholes in that entire movie.
And Pulp Fiction, great movie,
I love
but
Pulp Fiction.
so many stories that
Intertwined.
it fucking confuses the shit out of you. Like, you look at the movie halfway, you're like, what the fuck am I watching? But you know
Like,
what?
okay,
I'm gonna finish it.
Here's the strange. There's one particular part that pisses me off. Well, the whole movie, like you said, it can be confusing, but what is his name?
Bruce Willis's character?
Yes, Bruce Willis's character goes back to the apartment, and Vincent is there. How the hell did that happen? Why is Vincent here when he's clearly somewhere else?
Because Quentin Tarantino threw a fucking portal in there somewhere and said, "Hey, jump through that
And
hole."
then Vincent dies.
And then you're gonna show up
shot, there. Yeah, then you see him later on. Even though I know it's two separate stories, this is supposed to be afterwards where Vincent goes separate.
It doesn't make fucking sense. The movie does not make sense to me. Great movie, like I said, but it doesn't make fucking sense.
I think one of my favorites is the movie The Room.
Four
the movie
Rooms.
4 Rooms. Love
Four
that movie.
Rooms.
And that one kind of makes sense because each room is a story. It tells you. You know, each
Right.
room has its own. It's one guy experiencing these 4 things, and one night of working as bring brand new as a bellhop at a hotel.
You ever notice every movie he has, Quentin Tarantino puts one actor in there who looks high 90% of the fucking movie? John Travolta, Vincent, okay? That,
He's a coke kid anyway.
Yeah, but like, even on regular scenes, yeah.
And I hate to say that about Tim Roth, because he's a good actor. That was one of his newer movies, and I think he was nervous. But I don't know what kind of direction he got either. Really?
The bellhop. I don't. Fucking hell.
Okay, what about Planet Terror?
Planet what?
Planet Terror. That's Grindhouse. That's Rodriguez and Tarantino together.
The hell is that?
Planet Terror is the one that starts off with Fergie going to the dude's what is it? It's a bar. Her car overheats, needs water. He brings her out some water. She gets attacked by these things who I had thought originally when I first watched it were zombies. Turns out they're just some kind of infected person with some kind of disease virus thing in them. But I don't know. You'd have to watch the movie at least once for that movie to make any damn sense, and it still don't make no damn sense. And of course Tarantino's in it because he's in everything he makes, and he dies tremendously, which is hilarious.
By the way you described it, makes me want to literally jump out my window.
Well, I'm not good at describing that movie. It's one of those ones I really cannot. Do you remember Death Proof?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's also because Tarantino and Rodriguez created Grindhouse, which is supposed to be horror movies that look like they were shot on 80 millimeter film or 8 millimeter film. They have that little lines and stuff through them like old school cinema used to have. Planet Terror is a much better one of those movies. But yeah, and then of course you got Machete, which is also theirs, and I love Machete because it's Danny Trejo.
Machete.
Yes, Machete.
Because machete isn't actually the actual weapon. Machete, the way they say it like that is because it's how he really fucks you up. Because he fucks you up as much as machete can.
And I still think one of my favorite lines is Machete don't text. Even though it's simple, it's dumb, but it's a funny line.
To me, all his movies, I think he just takes a bunch of fucking shrooms and says, "I'm gonna make this into a movie."
Yeah, he's the Andy Warhol of movies.
And I don't know what runs through his fucking mind when he says, "You know what? I'm making a movie today. I'm gonna make."
Since we're on that, let's talk about actors who play themselves and everything they play in.
Don't
Shoot.
Like George Clooney.
really.
She knew I was going to do it because she loves George Clooney.
Okay.
Blasphemy.
Give me an example.
All right, Batman and Robin, for instance. If you watch Batman and Robin, watch that George Clooney, and then you watch George Clooney in Dusk Till Dawn, it's the same guy. It's the same character. It's the same actor doing the same thing because he can't act no other way. Not in my opinion.
Since we're talking opinions, you're just mad because you can't act.
I don't want to act. Not like that.
Well, I don't know. He's acting pretty well to be smiling with you.
But anyway. But I mean, yeah, Batman and Robin. When I watch that, all I can see, you're not even being Batman. You're just being George Clooney in a suit.
Well, we can say that about a lot of people.
Oh, there's a lot of actors. I mean, okay, as much of a fan as I am of Johnny Depp, as much of a fan as I am of Johnny Depp, there's a lot of movies where he's Jack Sparrow in the movie, and it's not even that movie.
But Jack's like all those characters came out before Jack Sparrow, though.
True. It's just how Depp is adapted to the way he acts. I mean, look at all right, uh, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You can see some Johnny Depp in Charlie
A
or
hundred
Wonka,
percent.
rather.
100%.
Yeah, and I'm not knocking him for it. I think Depp's a great actor because he does what he's told to do.
Excuse me.
But I've never been a fan of George Clooney. It's something in the way he acts just gets on my nerves.
Okay.
Plus, Batman and Robin is a terrible movie anyway.
Hey!
You're telling me she loves the nipple having
Yes.
fucking bat
Yes.
suit? Are you fucking kidding me?
If I was gonna pick a Batman movie from that era, it's Batman Forever. I mean, better movie than Batman and Robin, and that's stretching it.
To me, if I would have to pick, none.
Well, true. I mean, like you have Batman Returns, good movies for what they are, great movies. I know Michael Keaton hated it because he couldn't turn his damn head. That's sad.
Right, right.
And then you have Forever and Return, or Forever and Batman and Robin, which are what they are. They're just Hollywood versions of Batman. And then you have Christian Bale's trilogy, which I love.
Right.
And now we're going to have The Dark Knight. I think that's what it's called. No, it's The Batman that's coming out now.
Yeah.
The whole different director, whole different writer,
I don't,
and Robert Pattinson as Batman.
I like the fact that it's gonna be a dark.
I have no problem with Robert Pattinson. I mean, I want to see what he can do.
I-
I've seen him in more stuff than just Twilight, so we'll see what happens.
I'm excited because, gosh. Okay. So, I'm excited because it actually shows fight scenes. I saw a trailer where Robert Pattinson as Batman is beating the shit out of this bad guy. And that's what we need to see more of.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a more. I think they did a good job with Bale's Batman not being so childish. Like Bale's Batman was a good, let's say, a teenage Batman, if that makes any sense. You could show that to an older kid, he'd get it. But this Batman is supposed to be. Batman is kind of pissed. He doesn't really care as much anymore. He's tired of the shit. He's just gonna go out there and waylay people.
Right at his
To get-
breaking point.
Yeah, to get the point across. That's what he's gonna do. And I'm like, I can get behind this. I know I'm. Of course, then you have those ones talking about he'll be sparkly because it's Robert Pattinson. I'm like, he's done more movies than Twilight. Come on.
I hate it. I hate it when people concentrate on that actor for one movie. One movie. Okay? Like, okay, Kristen Stewart, the way she talks in that movie. She was told to talk as a confused
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
anxiefied
Supposed to be something
teenager.
wrong, yeah. She has a horrible anxiety complex that makes her talk that way, almost like she stutters.
Other than that, phenomenal actress.
Yeah, she's done good in whatever. I've never seen her in anything else but that, unfortunately. But I've heard she's done well in stuff she's done.
And I hate people who pick on actors for how they are told to be like, okay, well, we're going to give you this part, but this is how we want you to roll it. And they put their own spin to it, and then they make it a little bit better. To me, as a grown-ass man, I'm a huge fan of the Twilight series. I love the books. The movies were phenomenal. And the whole story of it was just great. The way the writers came about to make that into a live-action film was just awesome. The action sequences were phenomenal. The transformation from human to wolf was just awesome. I love those movies. It was
Aren't they
action packed and a good
Are they
story.
called lichens? Are they called lichens in that, or are they just not? Are they
No, they were just
Just werewolves?
forgot the yeah. I forgot the legitimate
Oh, wait.
name, but
Lichens Underworld, sorry.
wow. Wow.
I know they're separate movies, but I've seen them called lichens in so many other movies that when I see werewolf now, that's all I can think of as a lichen.
Oh my gosh. Wow. So, We touched base on the god awful cancellations. We've touched base on a little bit of game news, not much.
We'll have more
Movies,
stuff for the next one.
movies, and actors. And we just found out that Mrs. Reaper has horrible fucking taste on Batman sagas.
Most movies. Most movies.
So okay, so 90% of the movies. There's one thing I want to bring up before we say our goodbyes.
Okay.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Uh-oh. It's a very touchy subject.
No, no. Fuck this, okay? Nightmare Before Christmas. Beautiful. Well written, well animated for the claymation that it was. Then you have Nightmare Before Christmas 2. 2. What? Does he go to Easterland and try to take over that?
Jack and Sally are supposed to have a child.
And what?
I mean, I'm not sure, but I know that's what the premise of it was. Jack and Sally are supposed to have the child, and I think that he is supposed to take over Halloween Town, or Halloween, whatever they call it. But that's the premise that I understood, anyway. That's as far as I ever got with knowing anything about it.
So...
But there is a book. There is a book that's been out for years. And I'm guessing it's based on that book.
What book?
There's a Nightmare Before Christmas too.
Where?
I've heard it exists. I've never personally seen it, but I've heard it exists.
So, okay. Okay.
And then again, it could just be Tim Burton doing Tim Burton.
Avatar 2, they have a baby. Now all of a sudden, Nightmare Before Christmas 2 is announced and they're having a baby. Why not? And hear me out. Hear me out. Why not make a freaking movie that's original? And stop.
There's nothing wrong with him having a kid. I mean, that's the next thing. That's what most people want. Most fans of that movie series, at least from what I've seen on Facebook posts, want them to have a child. Like, that's what everybody's talking about. Jack and Sally should have kids.
Okay.
We should see what the adventure is next. So.
Oh, okay. And then when it sucks, all the same fans are gonna be like, "Oh, you ruined this movie.
They will.
You ruined this movie. This movie sucks. You shouldn't have made this movie."
Look at people that wanted Cyberpunk to come out. Look at what happened with that. But that's a whole different topic.
For the love of Bob, there's never no middle. There's give me what I want. It sucks. Fuck you.
This is not what I wanted. This is not what I asked for. No, that's exactly what you asked for.
90% of the fans are guaranteed are gonna bitch about it because they're gonna be like, "This makes no sense." Or
I can give you an example. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie 3. There was
even bring
part
up that
one? Hold
blasphemy.
on. Part 1 came out. Part 1, masterpiece, in my opinion. Greatest, not the greatest Turtles movie, but by far the best one I think exists.
To me, the greatest.
So 2 comes out. They don't use their weapons because parents, they're too violent. So Michelangelo fights a guy with fucking sausages, which is stupid. So everything was cool. 2 is still watchable. It's still in the same Turtles realm. I don't understand Tokka and Razor, whatever. Should have been Bebop and Rocksteady, honestly.
Actually, no, they're actually in old comic books.
I mean, I understand that too, but they're not as known in the series as Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah.
Then they're like, you know what? We're going to give you a trilogy. So we're all thinking, okay, cool, 3, maybe we'll get Krang and the Technodrome. No, they go to time. They go to feudal Japan. They go through time to feudal Japan. Makes no damn sense. And as a child, I ate that movie up. As a teenager, I ate that movie up because it was still turtles fighting people. As an adult, it's a guilty pleasure movie. I will watch it. but I do
Mm.
not put it in the same category as Turtles 1 and 2.
Mm. Even as a child, I was like, oh my gosh, what the hell did they put on their faces? Now, what is that
Oh,
turtle
samurai mask?
acne?
Yeah.
No, no.
Oh, the spots?
You
Yeah.
look at the first two, no spots, whatever. They had a couple here and there around their head or whatever. Turtles 3, acne, just everywhere, just a bunch of
Yeah,
shit,
they are
just
a little
fucking.
more
What the
spotty than
fuck?
they should be, really.
What the fuck happened?
Oh, here's what also bothers me. Where the hell's Casey Jones in 2?
Oh, he left.
Yeah, but he comes back in 3. Why?
Uh,
Why bring him
uh,
back as a babysitter?
I have no idea. And then the new
Okay,
ones, they made Casey Jones a freaking reporter.
let's fast forward to the abomination that we have now. And I'm gonna say that they're an abomination. I hate those turtles. I hate their design. Now, granted, the movies themselves are not bad, but the turtles, just overall, are horrible.
They made Michelangelo, which who I molded my life from. That's where I get my comedy, my jokes, my hey, you don't like it? Fuck you. They made him ghetto. Which I have no problem with that, don't get me wrong. But if you're gonna go from comic books to make him into a rapper, what the hell happened?
I think the only one who truly fits, who only fit themselves was Donatello. I think Donatello was the only one that was close.
Yeah, because they made Raphael, by the looks of it, a freaking steroid taking son of a bitch.
Yeah, they just took his attitude up to full blast and hooked him up.
Yeah,
They
did you
turned
see
him
him in
into the
that shell?
Rock.
It looked like that freaking shell was about to bust you. I will protect you. Like, what the hell?
And Raph is actually my favorite turtle.
And then you have Donatello. They over geeked him.
They did. He was a little too nerdy.
Over freaking geeked them. What?
Like in 2, it's funny because in the first movie he don't really show his intelligence a whole lot. He's just all the turtles are kind of even, except Mikey is still funny. You could tell that's Michelangelo is still funny. Raph still has his attitude. Leo is the cool headed one that's the leader, and Donnie is still smart. But in the first movie they're all kind of neutral. In the second movie, however, Raphael definitely has his attitude and his temper problem.
Oh, yeah.
Donatello, when he's doing the thing with the ooze and the computers, being really smart. When he's talking to the doctor, he's being really intelligent. Michelangelo is still Michelangelo. They didn't over. I don't think they overdid him at all, really.
No.
And then Leonardo is still the concerned leader, the one that's closer to Splinter, which makes sense.
Right.
3 comes along, and nobody's anything. They're
No.
all just there.
No. No, they're all looking for, what was that? Nutra,
The golden scepter.
yeah, like, what the hell? That looked just like a freaking lamp. You want
They're
to go,
fighting-
mira, go to
They're over there in
Goodwill.
feudal Japan fighting Lord Nobunaga.
Mira, you want a golden something, go to Goodwill, buy it for $2.99, and then go back
No,
home.
that's actually where she bought it from. If you remember the original conversation, she bought that scepter at a thrift store.
Yeah, from like some kind of Goodwill type thingy. And I'm just like, wow. This
And
is
everybody
the plot.
gets a gift appropriate to them, in a way. I mean, Leo gets that book on swords. Donnie got that radio that he wanted to take apart. She gave Mikey a hula lamp, and I'm like, why?
Because it's Mikey. He's easy to
I mean,
please.
I get that, but I don't think his gift made any sense compared to everyone else's.
Like, that's the only thing that made sense to me is you can give me, I shit you not, you can give me like the smallest thing. I'll be like, oh shit, this is freaking cool. And everybody else looks at it like, are you dumb? Are you titiri? And I'm like, no, I enjoy it. So not next week, but the week after, you said you've been doing some research as we've been talking. I can't wait to see what shit you come up with. Tell Mrs. Reaper work on her fucking taste on movies and yeah. But thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you the next 2 weeks. We do have a video being uploaded tomorrow. We're gonna have 2 videos. We have this
Wait, we're not
podcast.
doing anything next weekend?
Yeah.
The 20th? Okay.
Yes, but I still have to make another
No, I
video.
was just wondering. You said 2 weeks. I was curious.
2 weeks for the podcast.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, no. We're gonna do this every other week.
Oh, okay.
So, come on, Reaper.
No, because originally we had discussed a timeline.
Yeah, we're gonna do this. Every other week is gonna be every other Sunday. Besides today, is gonna be podcast.
Okay.
Every Saturday, we're gonna record and upload a video that's set to the dates that we have talked about.
Okay. Okay. Now it makes sense.
So that way we're on schedule. And then I'll message you or text you that schedule so that you can write it down and have it posted up so that we could both be prepared.
Okay.
All right, brother. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Again, Reaper, you gotta fix her. You got.
No, this is what you do, and real quick before you. I want you to text her, and I want you to ask her some of her favorite movies.
Okay.
If you want to know.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, okay. So, let me get on here real quick. Before we get off real quick, hold on. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do one better. I am gonna do one better. Hold on. Let me see if I can get her on here. Hold on here.
What are you doing?
Oh, hold on here. Hold on here. Hold on. Oh, wait.
Oh boy.
Hold on here. All right. Come on.
She doesn't want to answer.
Are you kidding me?
I'm texting.
No, we'll set it up. We can get her on the next one. I'll figure out a way to get a mic hooked up for her and
I
stuff.
don't want to do it.
It'll be okay.
I'm not doing it.
Okay.
Everyone have a wonderful night. Thank you. Peace.